No. I've had it with your random nonsense noises. I've had it. Cut it out.
That's my wife. My wife's in the background coughing. She needs to keep quiet.
She's probably going to come and bite you and swat you and be like, shut up.
She does get angry once in a while. And you are aware of this, Nick, that she's never actually listened to the show. Not once.
She's listened to
once.
Your end of it whenever she can hear you.
Yeah, of course. Which means she's
does
not
that count?
Impressed.
Ooh.
She doesn't hear the whole, you putting things together and how awesome it all sounds.
So she has
when it's
never
all...
heard the majesty of...
I sucked a dick last night.
Never.
I legit think she did hear it when we were recording, and then she got mad and yelled at me because it sounds really loud, actually. It's not like it's a
super
quiet.
loud.
Yeah.
You got to be more subdued, man. You got to act like you're almost ashamed of it.
I sucked a dick last night.
See? Or just be
mean,
very matter of fact about it,
He's the guy that could possibly actually happen to. But for me,
sauce. Loy
No.
choth.
Loy Choss.
Loy choss. Loy
Choss. Loy Choss.
Justin, man, we've got a lot of stuff that we've got to pack into a little bit of time. So we don't have a lot of time to waste here at the top of the show. So we got to introduce ourselves. I'm Loy Thoth, and you're Loy Choss.
I'm Loy Choss. Actually, this is not Loy Choss. I'm not Loy Choss. Loy Choss.
Why are you laughing?
Way more.
Laugh? I know
he's way more well-spoken and soft-spoken than I. And,
I sucked a dick
sure,
last night.
See,
there he is. Yeah, he likes to interject whenever he sees fit. But I'm Justin,
and I am Nick, and this is going to be a little bit of a shorter run show. Justin and I didn't get a chance to record on our normal night because we had the absolute privilege to join Podcast Rob and James Hatton over on the Something cast, and we got to talk a little bit about some of the films that we're looking forward to in 2018. I got to shit on Marvel movies, which is always a highlight of any evening for me. If I get to
of course it is.
sling some shit balls over in a Marvel film, it's
I feel
always...
like I brought it up, though. I
You
feel like I
did.
brought it up.
Because I was
shouldn't
trying to be
have,
quiet, and I was trying to be nice, and I was trying to be like more respectful, and then you immediately start jabbing me and poking me.
Hang him, kill him, hang him, hit him.
Just like that. And I was just going to be, not say anything about it until we got to a movie that we're not looking forward to at all for the year. And it was going to be Infinity War, but you totally made me blow my wad early. So I got to shit all over Marvel earlier than I expected.
I don't know if you guys know this or not. I don't want you to tell anyone, but my co-host, Epic Film Guy Nick, he doesn't like Marvel movies. He likes to shit on them.
I did not. But yeah, so it was a great time, though, hanging out with those guys, talking movies. I love talking movies. I'll talk movies any day of the week.
It comes
pretty
out
sure that's what I do.
Tuesday. So by the time you hear this, it will be January the 30th is when that episode is going to drop. So keep your ears peeled for that. We're going to have that all over Epic Film Guy's social media once it drops. But Justin, not only that, this is it for me. I'm saying goodbye. Forever.
There's no going back. It's done.
Yeah, that's right. I've just gotten so busy, ladies and gentlemen, and my progression test for work is coming up on like the 8th of February, I believe. So in order to maximize my study time, I'm going to jump off the show. I'm going to hand the reins over to Justin for 1 week and then a takeover by ? Because we still don't have a show volunteering to do it, except for Netflix and Swill. We love Netflix and Swill, but they already did a takeover, so we wanted to try to get some fresh blood in here to kind of come in here and give their own riff on the Epic Film Guys. So we'll see what happens with that, but Justin's going to be running some kind of crazy... It'll probably be like in Clerks 2, like a crazy fucking donkey show. Or some
Most
weird
likely.
shit. I don't know what you and Loy Sauce or whoever else you're going to have up in here is going to do. It's going to be something sick. But yeah, I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks off. And then when we come back, Justin, in the middle of February, Fan Celebration 3.
Oh, man. I'm super pumped for that. Those are like my favorite episodes ever. Is it entirely possible that we could get Emily back?
Ooh, I'm going to ask her.
I'm
I'm going to ask her, and we will see if we can't get her to come back to record one. Because she hosted both of the other ones, and I think it's only proper. We've got to try to get her back in on the fun, in on the action, and of course we're going to do Q&A stuff like that. I may try to come up with a couple of other fun things that we may do during the recording. Who knows? I might try to get Justin to say he sucked a dick again.
I sucked a dick last night.
No, not that one. A new one. We need a new one, man. People are getting tired of you emphasizing the word dick so hard.
They're getting tired of it?
Dick so hard.
I want to blow my brains out every single time you click that button.
I sucked a dick last night.
But then you hear Wayne
Still the
sing
best
it like
version.
that.
Still the best version ever.
It's just amazing. It makes you so happy. And then you just have Paul aping you a little bit.
I sucked a dick last night.
Yeah. I mean, this is... If
Paul
you're
saying that right after he hit puberty, apparently.
voice cracking and everything. But if this is your first time listening to the show, you're going to hear a lot of that, like, quote-unquote dick talk in the show.
Hey, welcome. If this is your first time.
Don't feel uncomfortable.
We're like 5 minutes into the regular show, and they're like, why have we just heard I sucked a dick last night 10 times since the episode started? Welcome to the Epic Film Guys. We love cock. Man, that's probably going to make its way on the soundboard now.
Speak for yourself, Nick. See, you have the power, though, so you decide whether it goes on there or not. But
that's true. There are some things that I could put on here to make fun of myself, but it's more fun to make fun of Justin. Because if I posted a sound clip of me saying something dumb, it would then just be Justin being like, yeah. Making fun of me and harassing me. It would not be cool. But we don't have a lot of time to waste tonight, Justin. We've got to get into the 2018 Oscar nominations. There's a lot to dissect in there. So before we do, there's a little something we've done on the show every single week for the past 2+ years now. I gotta know, my friend, what art thou imbibing?
I'm back! Puke and rally! Woo! Give me a beer!
Okay, well, what I am drinking this evening... It is an IPA. What else would it be? I mean, once in a great while, you may get me drinking a stout or a saison or something, but no, it's a double IPA. It's from the Vale from Richmond, Virginia. I love these guys. I've been down there once. I've gotten a handful of their beers here and there, and they're fantastic. Yes, they are of the New England style, but this is more bitter than their previous beers that I've had. It's Crucial Taunt.
Nice.
The hop character is very fresh. There's a variety of hops in this thing. It's like a medium level of alcohol content, so it's not boozy at all. Extremely smooth, and obviously has a strong citrus punch to it. This thing is about 9%, but it doesn't taste like it. So, I mean, it's like right in the middle road there before you get to a triple.
Nice.
You could barely tell. It's fantastic.
I just want to watch Wayne's World.
Dude,
God,
yeah. Wayne's World is...
Would you say that you're not worthy of that beer?
I'm most definitely not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That's right. I'm not. I'm not worthy of this beer.
We suck.
I mean, compared to this beer, I suck for sure, man. Well, I mean, I suck anyway, but this beer's stellar.
Dick last night? Ba-dum-bum.
No. You're the one with it always on your mind. You're the one always saying it, clicking the button so that I say it or everyone else says it. I think that's what's on your mind.
How many times do you think like penis, dick, cock, or whatever, and its derivatives are mentioned on the show every week? I think somebody needs to go through and count them all some week and tell us how many times we mentioned dicks on the show.
Too many. Let's see if we can go through one episode in the future without saying it ever.
So wait, you want me to never hit the button?
Do you want me to answer that question? Because I know if I answer it the way that I want to answer it, honestly, you won't click the button. I don't want the button. No. Nick, buddy, I want to know, instead of hearing all about these genitalias, what are you drinking, buddy? What do you have in your hand there? You said this is going to be your last beer that you're going to buy for a while.
It is.
Is it special? Is it a good beer?
It is. It's a tall boy. And this I picked up down at Wegmans. This is Westbrook Brewing Company's Chocolate and Sea Salt Imperial Stout. This is a 7th anniversary beer that they decided to do. And you know what? It promises and delivers. It tells you it's chocolate and sea salt. You taste this, you get a lot of nice notes of dark chocolate, just the littlest hint of salt. It's not overwhelming. Really solid toasted malt base to this thing. It's fantastic. Not terribly boozy, 9.5% alcohol by volume, but you don't really taste it with all you got going on in terms of the stout. It's really good. It really, really is. So, yeah, I'm going to be not buying beer for just a little while. I've still got plenty of EFG Tropical IPA to get my way through, and my Belgian finally gets to go in bottles in like 2 weeks, and I am super excited, and I think I'm going to try to brew a stout, Justin. I think I'm going to actually try to do an Imperial stout.
No way.
Yep.
That's something I would definitely want to try.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it, and I actually think I'm going to look up some recipes for some New England IPAs too. Maybe whip you one up, see what I can do with it, see what maybe it turns into.
I promise I won't leave that one at your house.
Yeah, I bet you won't. Hey, you know what? Nothing for nothing, but the EFG Tropical IPA does seem to get better the longer it sits in there and the longer it ages. So, hey, who knows what those are going to taste like by the time you get to taste them. So
I'm looking forward to it, man.
They
I can't
are still
wait,
being saved for you. But, Justin, it's time to talk about these little, hard, golden things that Hollywood
people hold in their
strokes
hands.
every
they stroke
once
them, they hold them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
They get
every
excited
year.
when they see them.
They get extremely excited. We, of course, are going to talk about the nominees for the 2018 Academy Awards.
The
And
90th
Justin,
annual.
yeah,
90th annual.
crazy.
Man. Yeah.
Crazy, man. So we're going to run through our categories. Some of them, we're probably going to talk about the film we'd like to win. Others, especially me, because I haven't seen as much as Justin has, so I may hold off. And we're going to talk about some things that surprised us, some things that we didn't expect. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see how everything goes when the awards finally drop. Of course, we'll have your full coverage here on the Epic Film Guys. Hopefully, the fucking Hopester doesn't take over the Twitter and try to live tweet the Academy Awards as well.
I hope he does. I hope he trolls the hell out of you, because that was fun. Because I don't have Twitter.
I'll shut the goddamn thing down, damn it. I'll do it.
So where do you want to start? Do you want to start at the top, best picture, and go down the line with the smaller stuff?
I think we got to go with the smaller stuff first and work our way up to the Big Daddy. So, yeah, let's go all the way down. And Justin sent me a nice list that he compiled of the ones that we'll talk about on the show. So, yeah, I'll let you go ahead, and why don't we get talking about sound mixing?
Okay, so the nominees for sound mixing are Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, Star Wars The Last Jedi. You know, what do you think on this one?
I think this is what I think is going to happen, especially in these sound categories. I think for as cool as Baby Driver was, and as much we both loved it, I think it's probably just too tainted for anybody to touch. I really don't think anybody's going to go anywhere near Baby Driver in terms of awards. So what I think is going to happen is Dunkirk's not going to get any love in any of the major categories. So It's got to win something in your lesser, more technical awards. And the sound design, and we can talk about sound editing in the same conversation here because that's exactly the same list of nominees.
It totally is. So we might as well just get it out of the way. So
I think you're looking at a Dunkirk sweep here because it's not going to win anything major. I think it's going to take these smaller awards.
I definitely agree with you on this instance. I think that Dunkirk is definitely going to, you know, as far as sound mixing, sound editing, I think it's going to really take those awards home with them, because when you watch the film, and you've seen it, I've seen it, and I got to watch it at home, the Ultra 4K with, you know, I don't have like a huge surround sound, but I did over the Christmas season get like a brand new sound bar and like a mini surround setup with a new subwoofer and everything. And dude, like you feel like you're there. I do love Blade Runner 2049, everything about that movie, but I don't see it winning in these categories. It's great that it's nominated. I'm loving the love that it's gotten so far.
Yeah, I think
from
it'll
the
fail,
Academy.
if only because it wasn't a big box office hit. As much as critics loved it, and you know, you and I both loved it, and a lot of cinephiles and things like that loved it, but unfortunately it just didn't really pack the box office punch that I think would have warranted, you know, getting it over the hump here.
You also have to think about how much sound you're hearing in these films. And Dunkirk's a movie that the sound is very special. Like that's all about the experience. It's an experience film. So all you're hearing is gunshots, planes, water, like everything has to be distinct because you're there, you're in war, you're getting, you know, shot at, you're getting bombs blown up next to you. And So
Well,
I
even
think
in,
that's
like,
the most
the
important
one
thing
scene
about
in
it.
the boat, like when they're in the boat
Yeah,
and like the
dude,
bullets are in there
definitely.
whizzing around and clanking off the metal and whatnot.
Exactly.
The sound
Perfect
design in
example.
those scenes, even in my crappy theater with the shit sound system that it has, sounded like you felt like you were there. Like it was such an immersive experience. That's why I love this film. And yeah, I really think that that's where it's going to clean up is in these smaller categories because I don't see it taking anything major, unfortunately.
Yeah. So for sound editing and sound mixing, we're both on the same page, it seems, with Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. And moving on to the next category, which would be film editing, we've got Baby Driver, Dunkirk, I, Tonya, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah. I think Shape of Water is going to start cleaning up a lot of these too. So I think I probably have to go with Shape of Water, if only because even though 3 Billboards has been like, it won a bunch of awards at the SAG, it won a bunch of Golden Globes, obviously, but I don't really think that it's poised to repeat that at the Oscars. And, you know, you've got Guillermo del Toro, who is most likely a lock for Best Director. We'll talk about that when we get there, obviously. But yeah, I think Shape of Water is going to clean up some of these other smaller categories. Baby Driver, I don't see. Dunkirk, I mean,
You know?
it could sneak in there if, you know, Hollywood really loved how Nolan stitched together the various perspectives in the battle and edited it. You never know. I, Tonya is an interesting nomination in this category.
I got to tell you, and I'm going to speak out now. I'd like to see I, Tonya get it because the way that film was edited was very different from the normal stuff that we see.
Yeah.
It felt like an indie, but it wasn't edited that way to me. And I really liked the way it cut back and forth from, like, you know, the old school VHS camera footage of her talking, of Tonya Harding talking in her kitchen. Then it'd be like her skating as a kid, and then it would jump forward. And I thought it was a really interesting editing job. So for me, like, I'm really happy to see I, Tonya getting some Oscar love. I don't think it's going to win in any of the major categories that it's being nominated in at all. No. But I'm glad to see it nominated. If I would like to see anything,
it could. I mean, it's a toss up for me between Metcalf and Janney for Best Supporting Actress. But again, we'll get there.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, so I'd like to see I, Tonya. Other than that, I mean, I feel like out of the other nominees here, you're probably right. I think Shape of Water is going to clean up really well. I don't see 3 Billboards. I mean, the editing in the film was very good, but nothing in the film led me to believe that it would win for film editing. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but, you know, based on what I see here, that's what I'm thinking. But moving on, Nick, to probably one of the most important parts of a film. One of my favorite things about film. Unfortunately, I have not listened to all of these, but Best Original Score, the nominees are Hans Zimmer for Dunkirk, Johnny Greenwood for Phantom Thread, Alexandre Desplat for The Shape of Water, John Williams showing up in here for Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Williams. Honestly, I am shocked to see Williams in there.
Well, I'm shocked as well, but I'll get to it in a minute why. And then we have Carter Burwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And dude, I am shocked as well. I mean, I bought the CD soundtrack for Star Wars The Last Jedi. It's something that I do. Every Star Wars movie, I just like to collect them. And I think it's a fine score, as Loisos would say. It's fine. I enjoy it, but it's not, I don't think it's Best Original Score nomination worthy at all.
Yeah. Like it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see who wins in this category. I think that Dunkirk could sneak in here as a dark horse, but I mean, smart money's on Alexander Desplat for The Shape of Water.
That's where I'm at too, because I have seen all of these films.
That is a fantastic score. I actually got that score and listened through it, and man, it's such a good score. God damn, is it good?
Shape of Water is a beautiful score.
Ooh,
I feel like for me, if I had to decide on what my favorite Hans Zimmer score of the year would be, it'd be Blade Runner 2049, even though he did it and produced it with Benjamin Wallfish, who also did the It score. They could only pick one, and they gave him Dunkirk. And it is a good score. It's a very numbing, very brutal and visceral score with the clicking. You know, the clicking the whole time. Like, I really enjoyed it. It really works well with the film, but I don't think it's one of Zimmer's best.
Yeah, like I said, I guess it depends on how much love the Academy wants to throw at Dunkirk in the smaller categories, you know? And I mean, again, best original score is an important category, I think, you think.
Certainly.
But,
it certainly is. Yeah, definitely.
It could be one of those categories where, the Academy might just say, if Del Toro is a lock for Shape of Water, they might just say, okay, this is Shape of Water. Boom, it gets Best Director. And then they can filter out praise for other films into some of the lesser awards. Because we talk about this every year, Justin, but the Academy Awards is always super political. It's always about, well, we got to spread the love around. I mean, sometimes you'll have years where a film wins like 12, 13 Oscars, whatever.
Right.
But a lot of times you'll see, a film win this award and then this film wins this award. And even though it's this actor or this, technical person or whomever that wins the award, that's that film's award. And then they spread the love around to a lot of different stuff. And like I said, you could see that kind of thing here where they say, okay, Shape of Water, this is what you get. Del Toro wins Best
Shape
Director.
Of Water
and
is
that's
nominated for 13
it's
awards.
The leads the pack, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean...
But we've seen it in years prior where most nominations doesn't necessarily mean you're walking away with the most trophies.
And not even necessarily the biggest ones, but we'll see. So for me, I'm saying to splat for Shape of Water.
I agree, but I think, like I said, there's an outside chance, I think, for Zimmer.
We're moving on here for Best Production Design. We've got Beauty and the Beast showing up here, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, and The Shape of Water. Yeah,
Shape of Water all the way here. All the way.
I got to disagree with you.
Really?
I'm picking with my heart here, but I just rewatched Blade Runner 2049 the other night, and man, I love The Shape of Water's production design. I love them both. But if I could see Blade Runner win anywhere, other than the other category we'll be getting to shortly here, I'd like to see it win here because they did so much research. They put so much effort into it.
I think I'll say that because of the Academy's just long-standing, not necessarily disdain, but not really like boner for recognizing good sci-fi.
Science fiction, yeah, I know.
I think that they might go, because The Shape of Water is a period piece, so that might resonate more with Academy voters, so you might see them actually lean in the direction of A Shape of Water. So it'll be interesting. I did love the production design. Blade Runner 2049 is a breathtakingly beautiful film in every regard. That's not just limited to Deacon's amazing cinematography. You're talking about just some of the most breathtakingly beautiful sets that are so atmospherically designed. And I really, really think, I'd love to see it win, Justin. I'm not optimistic it will, because it's the Academy, man. It's the Academy. And especially when it comes to sci-fi, you really got to rub their dick super hard to get it. I talked about dicks again to get them to
I knew you couldn't get through even the Oscar discussion without mentioning it. But no, you're totally right, though. And I totally agree with you. Like, by number 2 out of the list we have here would be Shape of Water. I love period pieces, even when a film is shitty and it's done well as far as the period is concerned. I still enjoy it for that. I know you give me shit about that on the show all the time. I'm like, but the clothes were so 1950s, and the cars and the town, and I like that stuff resonates with me a lot. And
Dunkirk, Darkest Hour, both had fantastic production. And even Beauty and the Beast, which you and Loisos reviewed on the show way back when it came out. I finally did see it later last year, and I agreed with you guys. Mostly it's relatively ho-hum in a lot of parts. But the production design...
It did have beautiful production design. It definitely did.
In terms of standout things about that film, the production design itself, the set design, that castle, the interiors looked incredible. So, the town even looked fantastic. So,
oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was mostly a practical town.
It's
not going to win.
Never going to win anything. The nomination, a lot of this happens at the Academy Awards as well. The nomination is the award right there for Beauty and the Beast.
That's correct. And we're going to jump ahead a little bit here, and we're going to get to a very important category for the Oscars, Best Visual Effects. The nominees we have for that category are Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, which I'm so happy to see the king himself showing up in here.
Shocked.
Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes, which I'm telling you right now,
there's a 40% chance that a movie with a monkey in it is going to win Best Visual Effects.
Those damn dirty apes, Nick. We were upset when Dawn of the Planet of the Apes lost when it was nominated a few years back, and I feel like this is the year for the apes. I'm really hoping so. Apes Together Strong. I'm here with you, Caesar. I'm praying, because out of these categories, like, again, Blade Runner 2049, I love it so much. It's the effects in that film are seamless, but when you watch the special features and you see the behind the scenes, a lot of it's practical sets.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of like, insane things they did with the effects. Like, it's all pretty standard, just really well done, really perfected. Whereas War for the Planet of the Apes, you still have a bunch of dudes in mocap costumes walking around, and they're turned into apes, and they look even better in War than they had in the previous two films. Extremely wonderful CGI. And I don't know, what are you thinking in this category?
I mean, it's nice to see Kong nominated here. It's also nice to see The Last Jedi nominated here. It's nice to see that The Last Jedi got a little bit of love in some of the smaller categories this year, but it's not really, I don't think it's going to win anything. And
it better not win. I don't think Last Jedi should win.
You have to recognize the insane talent of the crew that worked on War for the Planet of the Apes this year. I think it's one of those situations where they're kind of due. And I mean, really, yeah, Blade Runner 2049 had some outstanding practical and, digital visual effects. You had Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which, although I didn't like that movie, it did have some pretty spectacular shots in it.
It definitely did.
And Kong Skull Island, he shot the hell out of that picture. So, I could definitely see why all these films are nominated. But man, you can take, whenever you watch those other films, all those other films, you at least have that kind of feeling that what you're watching is an effect. And for me, when you're watching these Apes movies, especially Dawn and especially War, they feel so real. They are just so incredibly done. And that goes down to not only the digital effects themselves, the actual creation of the digital gorillas and apes and chimps and everything, but also to the performances of the mocap artists that are doing
exactly
them. And I think that it's got to win this year, Justin. It's got to.
My hopes are for it to win. They did a lot of things to challenge themselves in War compared to Dawn. The rain. Seeing the texture of the fur on an ape with rain droplets coming off of it was a huge deal. It was a huge challenge for them, and they did it perfectly. And seeing them in the snow, those are two different things.
Clinging to the fur, come on.
Yeah, if you don't know about how hard that is to do, it's a process they've been working on the past two films of like, let's keep taking it further. Let's have them in this environment. Let's have them near water. Because fur changes when there's rain on it and there's water on it or there's snow on it. And I think it was seamless, Nick. I never once questioned that I was watching real apes. And that's why,
it's got to win here.
It better win. If it loses to any of these other nominees, I'm going to be pissed. Even Blade Runner 2049, as beautiful as it was, it better be War for the Planet of the Apes. Again,
speaking,
apes
Justin,
together strong.
I deleted that sound drop from the soundboard. Wah, wah. But speaking of how beautiful Blade Runner 2049 is, Justin, why don't we run right into the next category up on your list here for Best Cinematography?
That's right. Nominees are Blade Runner 2049, Roger Deakins, Darkest Hour, which is Bruno Del Bono, Dunkirk, not even going to be able to say dude's
Hoyt
name.
Van Hoytma, I believe.
Damn it. Mudbound, Rachel Morrison, and The Shape of Water, Dan Lawson.
Deakins.
There's no way around this.
Deakins.
He's due.
I'll riot. I will fucking riot. He's due, and I loved Dunkirk. I thought Hoyt Van Hoytma's cinematography was incredible in that film, but nothing, and I mean nothing, deserves to even touch just the absolute breathtaking beauty of Blade Runner 2049. Every single frame in that film is photographed so beautifully, so incredibly. That's why I loved that film so much. I watched it before I watched the original film. JD from In Session Film was on the show to help me look back at it after I watched the sequel. Man, did I just visually, even if you turn the sound off, which don't do, because it's also got a great score and it's also got great sound design. But man, if Blade Runner 2049 wins anything, and this might be another one of those cases, Justin, where we've talked about maybe it's going to win some other awards, I really, really think that this might just be its award. This might just be the award that it is going to take. And
I'm calling for it. It's going to happen.
It will.
Fight me.
It's got
if I'm wrong. Fight me.
It's got to. He is by far the odds-on favorite to win this award.
I just rewatched it over the weekend, the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I think that you may be getting a chance to win a digital code for at the end of the show. So keep listening. That? Yeah, how about that? But dude, for me, not only is it a reference quality disc for the 4K medium, Deakins oversaw every process of the film. He oversaw the IMAX process, and he also oversaw the home video release. So the 4K disc that I have, that I own, which will include the digital code that we'll be giving away on the show this evening, he oversaw it. Every single bit of it, from the aspect ratio to the color grading for the HDR, which is high dynamic range for those that are not aware. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. It's my favorite, and it's my favorite cinematography of the year anyway. It needs to win. If it doesn't, I will be pissed.
Yeah. It will be shocking to me if it doesn't win. So, Justin, why don't we do this? Because we've been talking about the Oscars already for quite a while here at the top of the show. So why don't we run into a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk about those big categories: screenplay, the acting awards, and then the big daddy of them all, Best Picture, and of course, Best Director. So we'll go ahead and run over into a break, and we
will be right back.
This week in epic film history. Thumbs up to David Ayer for, owning up to the fact that Suicide Squad was a gigantic flaming piece of shit. He didn't say that in so much He didn't say that in so many words, but I'll say it for him.
The next film on my list, you already mentioned, Nick, and I was so mad at you for how low it was. And you know what? As much as I had problems with the trailer for this, I really, really hope for the best. This guy, this creature, this not a man in a suit, but a real gorilla, Kong Skull Island. Okay, it's on the list there.
You can't catch a third-rate hoodlum who
masquerades as the monkey.
My number 3, and I don't know if this is going to pop up on anybody else's list, but one thing that I wanted to mention here before I jump onto this pick is the Sundance Film Festival is going on right now, and I actually was culling through the picks at Sundance to find some different stuff. Some of the stuff's going to come up in my honorable mentions, but this is one film that I'm absolutely thrilled to see, and it's all on the strength of a film that made my Best of 2016 list, Justin. This is from Taylor Sheridan, who wrote Hell or High Water and Sicario. This is Wind River.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Justin's number 2 is...
Dun, 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 dun. No, actually, it's not.
It's got to be your number 1, then. It's got to be your number 1.
My number 2, you already mentioned, Nick, is War for the Planet of the Apes, directed by Matt Reeves.
I didn't mention it.
You son of a bitch, I mentioned it. And we were going to do Guardians 2 together. This is the commitment you show?
My number 2 film. When I actually read about this film, I got really, really excited, and I'm already hearing really, really early Oscar buzz for next year's Oscars for Gary Oldman, who's going to be starring as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour.
I hope Nick's getting mad over it. I hope he's getting upset. I hope it's raising his blood pressure. I hope that he has to go after he's done with this episode and he has to take his heart medication, and he's sitting in his bed, and I'm hoping his heart's racing, and he's just sitting there clenching his fist, staring at the ceiling in the darkness like, I want to kill him.
He's clutching hold of that nostalgia boner so hard.
No nostalgia boner, it's fucking Star Wars. I don't need anything more than that. I liked Rogue One a lot, but I loved The Force Awakens. So when I see all these polls, these fan polls, like, which do you like more? And I'm like, The Force, the motherfucking Awakens, motherfucker. You know it. Kylo motherfucking Ren. At number 1 for me is Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, directed by Rian Johnson.
Alrighty, and that leaves my number 1, and we already know what it is because I've been leading into it this whole time.
I know what it is.
Equal to an absolute fucking masterpiece of a film from 2014. It is War for the Planet of the Apes. Come the fuck on.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for hanging out with us here and listening to the Epic Film Guys podcast.
Oh, good for you.
Wait.
It is good for you.
Yeah.
It's good for me. It's great for everybody.
Yes, it
We're
is.
counting down the nominees for the 90th Annual Academy
I
Awards.
sucked a dick last night.
You said counting down. I thought that was oh, never mind.
Oh, thanks, Wayne.
I
Thanks
got
for making
excited.
me feel great about the fact that I thought we could get through this whole Oscar segment without talking about genitalias. But, ladies and gentlemen, we left you off with Best Cinematography, and we're jumping right ahead here. The nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are Call Me By Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, and Mudbound.
And how about Logan sneaking into this category, Justin?
I'm
Wow.
loving it, dude. I'm in love with it. So
Man.
much so that it's really hard for me to make a pick on this category because I love Logan so much. I
mean,
where are you coming from in this category? It's
say-
really tough for me. I'll say that much.
we're going to talk about this when we get to the Best Actor race because James Franco might have turned up MIA in that category. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I think because The Disaster Artist is not nominated anywhere else, I think that this is where it has to win. Because it was a film that everybody loved. It was a really sharp script. And I really think that if it has a chance of winning anything, this is where it's going to win. I'm not going to lie. I loved Logan, and I would love to see a superhero film take home the gold. A film that it transcends the superhero genre in so many ways as well. It's such an excellent dramatic script as well. Man, I'd love to see it win. I would love to see it win. So I have not seen any of the other picks in this category, actually, so I can't even really say about those. But yeah, I love The Disaster Artist. Of course, you know it was my number one of the year, but I would be thrilled to see Logan walk away with this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sorkin did a great job with Molly's Game, both directing and writing, but he's gotten love plenty of times in the past. And for me, it would be a dream come true to see Logan win, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm putting my cards on the table for The Disaster Artist just because we both enjoyed that film. That was one of your favorites of the year. I really, really enjoyed it. And, it's a screenplay adapted based on Greg Sestero's book, and he's really excited about that. And I'll be seeing him and meeting him this Saturday. So we'll have to see what he thinks about the nominees. It's going to be a really cool experience, but that's where we're headed with that one. So Disaster Artist, we're both on the same page. I want to disagree with you more. I'm just going to wait for you to talk first and then disagree just for fun. But the next category, of course, is Best Original Screenplay. We have The Big Sick, which you had seen, and I have not seen. It's one of Loy Sauce's favorites of last year. Get Out, Jordan Peele, yeah. Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I know who I want to win here. I'm going to ask you first, though.
First of all, I also love The Big Sick. It's a great film. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to win here. Now, this race, I think, depends on the outcome of a couple of other races. Greta Gerwig's not going to win Best Director. It's great to see that she's nominated. We'll get there. There's so many other things we got to talk about. But I would love to see Jordan Peele take this for Get Out because Lady Bird's going to win in Best Supporting Actress, or at least that's a toss-up between her and Janney. If Metcalf could win in Best Supporting Actress, you could see Best Original Screenplay swing to Get Out, and I'd love to see Jordan Peele's film take home some love because he's not going to win in directing either. So it's really interesting because you can kind of see, okay, well, if they vote for this film for this category, then maybe they'll give it the love in the writing category. I mean, Lady Bird's probably the favorite to win here, and I loved Lady Bird. I don't want to take anything away from it or Gerwig's script. And I think if I was going to say what will win, I think Lady Bird, but I'd love to see Peele sneak in here.
Sure.
I'd love to see Peele sneak in here and win it.
I'm pretty sure that Gerwig's going to win for Lady Bird, and rightfully so. She definitely deserves it because, like you said, she's not going to get Best Director. It's not going to get, any other than acting categories. This is the only one that I feel like it's really set to get. And I would love to see Get Out because I made a post to my personal Facebook page earlier this morning, and how amazing is it? How exciting is it that a horror film and a genre film, a film about a woman that falls in love with a fish man, gill man, are nominated for Best Picture. It's fantastic. And so in this case, I would love to see Get Out win. Between Get Out and Lady Bird, if either of them win, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all you got to say?
I don't have anything else to add in there. Like I said, with Three Billboards is definitely going to take home Best Supporting Actor. So we'll get to that category right now. But I don't think it's going to repeat the success it's had in the other awards circuits with the Oscars. I really don't see it happening unless it just comes in and sweeps everything. I could be completely wrong. Who knows?
Well, let's jump right in here, Nick. Let's get it done. Let's do or done. Get it done, as Sam Rockwell would say in Three Billboards. Best Supporting Actor nominees are Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson for Three Billboards, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer. I don't know how this happened, 2 award shows in a row, but yes, for All the Money in the World. You can thank Kevin Spacey for that, Christopher. I'm sure you can send him something, a nice card, or you can tell him to fuck himself if you want. And Sam Rockwell for Three Billboards. I'll talk about the snub that I'm really angry about in a moment, but based on these nominees, who do you got, Nick?
Now, this is interesting because Woody Harrelson snuck in here somehow.
I don't know how.
So
I'm not really in agreement with that, but okay.
I mean, I loved Woody Harrelson in Three Billboards as well.
He's great. He's amazing.
But could you see, and this is interesting, Justin, because could you see of split in the vote for Three Billboards and then the award sneaks over to somebody else? I think it's possible. I really think it's possible. I haven't seen All the Money in the World, granted, but Michelle Williams missed out on Best Actress for the film. Ridley Scott's nowhere to be found. It's not really anywhere to be found anywhere else. It didn't even get nominated for Best Picture. So
that's right.
I still feel like this is a political nomination for Plummer, just to kind of send a message, the whole Me Too, Time's Up, all that. And I get it. It's a good thing. Fuck Kevin Spacey. Or don't, because that's, why he's in so much trouble.
Yeah, stay very, very far away from that, man. I mean,
I feel like it's almost interesting that Three Billboards could end up splitting. I don't necessarily think that'll happen, though, because I think Rockwell is so good in it, and that film's got to capitalize on its early award season run somewhere at the Oscars, and I think this is going to be where. So it's got to be Rockwell, but
Rockwell's going to get it.
Talk about that snub, dude.
I'd also like to say, as a side note, I'd love to see Dafoe get it, but he's not going to get it because as much as I loved him in that movie, there wasn't enough in his performance. I mean, he's brilliant in it. He's brilliant in everything he does, even the shitty, random action movies he does that have like no budget. But I love him as an actor. Mm-hmm. Love him so much. So glad to see him nominated here. I just wish there was that, as Loisaw said to me in discussions, I'll make it short though, there wasn't that one yes moment in the film where you're like, this is nomination worthy, this is Oscar awards worthy. Yeah. He's good in it, but there's nothing too showy about it. Rockwell, so much nuance in his performance. That's a layered character. He's such a great actor.
Yes, he is.
But I love Woody. I love him so much. He did not need to be nominated here. Sam was enough. Where the fuck, Nick, is Michael Shannon for The Shape of Water? One of the best performances of the entire year. God, is he an amazing
and I'll even say this.
And what the hell?
I'll even say this. Why is Richard Jenkins in here and not Shannon? Because I would think
exactly.
Of the two, I mean, it's not that Jenkins wasn't great in the film. He was. But you ignore Shannon, who gave an absolutely just thrilling performance, incredibly menacing villain. The dude still scares the shit out of me in that film. I love him in that movie. Jenkins, it's not like he wasn't good, but he was really minor to that whole film. Like
you know why? This may be, not to cut you off there, it may have to do with the fact that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that he played a gay character.
It could be a political nomination as well. It definitely
could be political
in that sense.
And that's the way that I look at it. We have that really, really strong scene where he goes into the diner, and he doesn't really make a pass, but he tries to connect with the straight guy, thinking that maybe he could possibly be interested. It's a very powerful scene for me.
It's a great scene. It's a fantastic. He's fantastic in the film. I don't want to take anything away from him, but man, Shannon is incredible.
He's a presence in the film. He's a presence.
Him being missing here is just shocking to me. Shocking. So I really think it's going to go to Rockwell, though. I mean, the smart money of all the acting categories, I think this is probably one of the easiest ones to pick. Well, okay, best actor is pretty much a shoe-in too, but this one...
We'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that. Don't get ahead of yourself, Nick.
I think we're
both on the same page. I know, I am too. But damn it, why can't we disagree about anything? This isn't that much fun. I mean, I'm loving talking about it, but we haven't disagreed really that much.
Do you want me to push the dick buttons again?
No, please don't. Moving along here. Best Supporting Actress, Nick. We have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, a film neither of us have seen. Right? You didn't see it, right?
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Allison Janney, yay, for I, Tonya. Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread. She was quite enjoyable in the film. Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water. That last one, okay.
I love Octavia Spencer. I will never complain whenever she gets an award nomination thrown at her. I love
She's
her.
Great, but
she
I mean,
is incredible.
I can't think of anyone else to put in that category other than her, so it's fine. She's great in the film. I don't see it as being.
It's not a very showy performance. It's kind of like we were talking about with Dafoe in the Florida Project, but she's Octavia Spencer as well, and she's just amazing. And so I'm not going to complain too much about that. I haven't seen Mudbound either. I also haven't seen Phantom Thread. You did get a chance to check that film out, but let's be fair. This race is between Allison Janney and Laurie Metcalf, and I'm not going to lie.
It's so hard. It's so hard. How do you pick those two?
I love her. She's a national treasure. I love Allison Janney. She is incredible in literally everything she does, and I loved her in I, Tonya. She was beautiful in that film, in that really ugly, brutal, violent, like visceral sort of way. But I would love to see Laurie Metcalf walk away with this award. I would love to see it. I'm
putting my money on Metcalf. I really am. She's not an actress that has received a ton of love in the past or anything like that. It's I don't know about you, but for me, anytime I see her, I think of Roseanne, dude. Growing up seeing her on that show, and she's great, and I've always loved her and everything she's done. I mean, dude, hey, y'all gonna hate, but she played the villain in Scream too. She's fucking great. She shoots people, she kills people in the ghost face mask and everything. She's great.
I think, you know what I think though, Justin? You know what I think's going to happen? I think because, and granted, Best Supporting Actress is one of those categories that they like to throw the award at newcomers. Newcomers to these types of films and to this type of performance, because Laurie Metcalf is definitely that. They love to reward that, but I think this also might be a case of the nomination is the award. And they might go with Allison Janney, who is literally, she's just spellbinding anything she does. You could put her in a fucking movie and all she does is sit on a porch and drink beer, and it would probably be the most thrilling 2 hours of your fucking life. It'd be great.
Well, that, and we have reference. I actually took the time Sunday evening, Nick, to watch the brand new Tonya Harding documentary that ABC did, and they interview Tonya Harding's mother. Yep. They interview Tonya Harding. So you go through and you actually get to see these people. They actually interviewed Janney for the documentary, and they interviewed Margot Robbie. Yep. And dude, Janney just did a knockout, completely hit a home run with her performance, and she nailed it. Like, she is that person. Yeah. There's no question.
She disappears into that role, as she so often does. She's one of those actors who is just incredible at just disappearing into moms. A role. Yeah.
Both are playing moms. Both are playing moms that are conflicted with their daughters in different ways. Think about that. And I think it's a pretty interesting thing to think about when we're talking about the two main leads that are going to probably go head to head for this award. And they're both playing mothers, and they both did such a great job. Like, I don't think I could pick one that I like more than the other.
Either way. I will be so happy either way. Agree. But I would love to see Metcalf win it, if only because
I know what you mean.
Like I said, she is that newcomer. And like I said, Best Supporting Actress is one of those categories where the Academy loves to throw the award at a newcomer. At somebody who has not received any of this kind of recognition, like Academy Award level recognition before. But I don't know. We'll see. We will have to see. But let's move on, Justin, and let's talk.
We're getting in the nitty gritty.
Best actor, baby.
And dirty. Yeah, man. Best actor, Timothée Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name. Daniel Day-Lewis in his supposed last performance ever for Phantom Thread. Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. Denzel Washington showing up in a film that neither of us have seen. You didn't see it, right?
I don't think anybody's seen it.
Roman J. Israel Esquire. And that's I want to say another name.
About it. Let's talk about it.
There should be another name in there.
Let the cat out of the bag now. Missing from the category.
Where's James Franco?
Yeah. Here's my thoughts on this.
Okay.
I talked about this earlier because the countdown over in their listener community, Paul posted about it. Here's my thing with it. The Golden Globes is a fun show. They're all partying. They're all drunk. It's a lot more light and friendly. Well, this year it wasn't, Time's Up, all that. But it's the kind of award show where you can see Tommy Wiseau show up on stage and nobody's going to bat an eye. And you can see, James Franco get nominated for playing Tommy Wiseau and win. And it's not that Franco is not fantastic in the film, but I think that the Oscars are just stuffed shirt enough. They're just higher brow, Justin. They are higher class. This is the Academy Awards,
they're elitist.
Justin.
This is elitist. We can't have someone such as James
Franco. That's what I really think here. This was my favorite film of the year, but I never for a moment thought that Franco was actually going to get an Oscar nomination for this film. I would have loved it.
I thought he was going to be nominated.
Who I am thrilled to see in this category, Justin, is Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out.
He's not going to win. I totally agree.
But I love seeing him in this category because he was fantastic in that film. I have not seen any of the other performances here, but let's be honest. It's Gary Oldman, man. This is one of those performances. Same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio, whether you want to agree with me or not. But it's his time. He's put in the time. He's done so many amazing performances over decades and decades and never gotten an Oscar for it. It's his time. He's getting it.
He's going to win.
Phenomenal in Darkest Hour as Churchill. He really disappears into that character. You watch that movie and you forget you're watching Gary Oldman. That's how transformative it is. Forget it. It's his award by
I haven't even seen the damn film, Nick.
Doesn't matter.
I haven't even seen it.
He will win.
I know he's going to win. And people are questioning it on social media. People are asking me
this
who I think is going to win.
This one is the lock of locks of the evening. If you lock anything, this is it.
It's going to happen. There's no way around it. Oldman's going to take his much deserved statue off the stage. He knows he's winning. This isn't going to be another Michael Keaton situation where he's got a, he's got his speech in his pocket. He's about to pull it out, and then nope, Eddie Redmayne wins instead for playing Stephen Hawking. No, that's not going to happen to Gary Oldman. I don't see anything else here, honestly. And Day-Lewis, believe me, I know you hadn't seen Phantom Thread. He's brilliant in it. He's amazing in it, but he's amazing in everything. He's never bad.
Amazing is where he starts with a performance. Okay, that's his baseline. Well,
that was my thing
bottom.
with it. I didn't get a chance to review it on the show. I was hoping you'd get a chance to see it, but we're probably not going to have a chance to do a full review. I did enjoy the film. I'll say that much, but his performance literally carries the entire thing. But he's not going to win for this. He's already won before. It's Oldman's time. Oldman's going to win. End of story.
Yeah, it has to happen. So, let's move right along, Justin. Let's get over to Best Actress.
Best Actress.
We're winding down. We've only got a few categories left to talk about.
We're getting down, man. I'm excited. I love Oscar season. It's so awesome. Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water. Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. And Meryl Streep for The Post.
I think
all great performances. All brilliant.
I've seen actually every single one of these films, which is shocking because usually Best Actress is the category I'm the furthest behind on. This year it's Best Actor. That's one of the ones I'm furthest behind on. But I think that 3 Billboards is going to continue that momentum from earlier award season. I think this is going to be Frances McDormand's to lose. Not to say that you couldn't see like a Sally Hawkins sneak in here and steal this one. Streep's not going to get it.
Streep won't get it.
No.
Most definitely
Margot Robbie, the nomination is the award in this case, and Saoirse Ronan is not going to win it, I don't think. Even though great performance, and I think it would be a really great upset, a really great surprise to see her get up there and take that award because she was fantastic in it, but I'm pretty sure McDormand's to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't see any other way around it. This is a tough category for me, Nick, because I'll be honest, I love Streep. Outside of her, though, because I know she's not going to win for this, I loved all of these women so much in their respective roles. They all play a very different kind of character. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that amazing? When you think about how layered and deep these characters are that these women have played, and they played them all so beautifully, so wonderfully. I love them all. If I could have them all win and walk away with a statue, I would. But, for me, out of these nominees, I'm going to say Frances is going to walk away with it. I mean, I feel like she has she's that train. She's coming down the train tracks and she's going 200 miles per hour. She's going fast. She's headed towards that statue. And I just don't see anything else happening. I mean, I won't lie. I'd love to see Sally Hawkins win because she was probably one of the most heartwarming and loving performances that I experienced in my number one film, of 2017, The Shape of Water. But I love Frances as well. And she's got a very nuanced performance in Three Billboards. And I just see her taking home the gold. So that's who I'm picking as well.
You want to talk about showy performances? McDormand's performance in Three Billboards is incredibly showy. And fortunately, she is just such a stellar actress that she carries it all like beyond. It's so amazing. She completely sells every aspect of that character. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting race, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's McDormand's to lose. I don't feel like there's any, well, it's not to say that there's not any scenario where, an upset could happen here, but I really doubt it.
We're down to the last two, Nick.
Ooh, baby.
And just to think, we're not going to get to talk about these until we talk about the winners, and then I have to wait a whole other year until we talk about nominees. Oh, okay. Best Director, motherfucker. Let's do it. Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. Jordan Peele for Get Out. Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread. And Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water.
And let me just...
And he's going to take it.
I'm just going to put it in here.
He's taking it.
Just let me put this in here. Just hit. Thank you to the Academy for getting right what the Golden Globes got wrong when they completely snubbed Gerwig and threw like Ridley Scott of all fucking people into this category. God, Lady Bird was incredible, and she really, really, really deserves this nomination. This award, as I say every year, Justin, it comes down to DGA, because 99 times out of 100, whoever wins DGA is going to win Best Director. We don't know who that's going to be yet. As soon as Guillermo del Toro wins it, we'll say that he's a lock to win Best Director.
Because he's going to win it. There's no way around it.
Yeah, I'm dead certain that this is pretty much his in the bag. Paul Thomas Anderson, nope, he's not going to win it. And Jordan Peele, great to see him in this category. And it's great to see Nolan get nominated again for another category that he will not win for. He still has not gotten there.
That's the thing, though. I mean, I don't think he gives a shit. Nolan's
I don't think
above
he gives
that.
a shit either.
He doesn't think that way, though. Nolan doesn't think he's better than it. I think it's just that he is, and he just makes movies to make movies. But what's going to be the movie that he makes that's going to get him an Oscar? That's the thing. I mean, it took Spielberg how many years? It took him, over almost 20 years.
Yeah,
from when he started as a film director.
He's still got some great work ahead of him, so it'll be really interesting to see where Nolan's career, continues to take him. He's just one of the best directors working today, but he's not going to win here. Like I said, Peele is fantastic. It's great to see him nominated. Same, and as you said
before, his nomination is his award, basically, and I'm so glad to see that in there. There's some great diversity in this category.
And that's one of the going to be the sad stories of Get Out for the Oscars, I think, because I don't think it's really going to pick up any actual statues, but it did pick up a whole shitload of nominations, which is great for it. So, yeah.
That's why I'm hoping it gets Best Original Screenplay. I just want him to get something because, the man created something so special and so amazing. And as a genre fan, as a horror fan in general.
There's a scenario, Justin. Imagine a scenario here where somehow Greta Gerwig sneaks in and wins DGA, and then she's immediately the favorite to win in this category at the Oscars. You could see the votes swing to Jordan Peele for Best Original Screenplay for Get Out. It could happen. But then if Guillermo del Toro doesn't win for Best Director in this category, he all of a sudden becomes a much bigger contender in Best Original Screenplay for The Shape of Water as well. So, yeah, it's,
I see where you're coming
all over
from.
The place. It depends. It always, remember when Affleck got snubbed for Argo, and this is one of my favorite things to go back to. It changed the landscape of the Oscars that year completely. I am still convinced that that's the only reason Argo won Best Picture that year, was to make up for that snub. It's not that it wasn't an excellent film, because it was, but Affleck winning DGA and then not getting nominated here.
Look what that did to him too. He went on to play Batman and some mediocre
went on
movies
to make one of the worst films of the decade
that you hated, and poor guy. Poor Affleck, man. He's just fat and out of shape, and we love you, Affleck, though. But in reality, though, I know what you're saying. I just still think Del Toro's locked in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's deserved.
Like
and
99%. Like I said, unless somebody sneaks in there and steals DGA from him, then we'll see. Then it's interesting. All of a sudden. Or
I just want a genre film to win. That's my main thing.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing a film like Get Out be nominated for all of these awards.
Yeah.
For Best Director for a movie that, in essence, is a horror film. That makes me so happy. And even The Shape of Water has horror elements. I mean, it's Del Toro's love of monsters, of old school horror, and love that made that film so special. So,
yeah. So there we go, Justin. It's time for the Big Daddy. Let's hear them. Let's run down the nine films that are nominated this year for Best Picture.
We have Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Man, that's a long list of really good films, even though I've missed one of them. Actually, 2 of them. I apologize. 2 of the films.
Darkest Hour is not winning here. Its nomination is its award.
Well, I will be seeing Call Me by Your Name in the next few weeks. Yep. I promised myself that I would see it. And I do want to see Darkest Hour before the Oscars, so I plan on making that something I'm going to do.
It's a treat. Oldman's performance is a treat to watch. Gotta watch it.
Out of what we have here, though, what would you like to see win? That's what I want to ask you. What would you like to see win versus what you think is going to win?
What would I like to see win out of this list of nominees?
Yes.
Dunkirk. It's not going to. It's not gonna. I know, but I loved it so much, and I really feel like that film is just incredible, and a lot of people don't give it enough credit. I'd love to see it sneak in here and steal it. I don't think it will. Outside of Dunkirk, I wouldn't hate if Shape of Water won here. And I mean, it's possible that 3 Billboards can kind of continue its momentum from the other awards season shows and everything and pick up the win here as Best Picture of the Year. Or here's a thought, Justin, because we know how political Hollywood is. We know how political the Academy is. The Post is a pretty timely film, even though it's a period piece about the press in the country today. So is it possible? Of course, it's Spielberg, so who the fuck knows what could happen with Spielberg? Is it possible that The Post could sneak in here and win Best Picture, just like Spotlight did?
It's a good film. Don't get me wrong.
No.
And I just had this discussion the other night, and I'm going to mention his name because he likes his name mentioned. My buddy Spencer was over. We had a bunch of film nerds hanging out at my place before we went and saw Zombie 3, an old giallo fucking zombie film at Alamo Draft House Saturday night. We were having some good beers. Whatever. We were talking about
hit him.
Not haunted ween status, unfortunately. It was a video vortex, though. But no, we were talking about The Post, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Loisos that much. He had just seen it right before he came over. And I think it's a safe film. I think Spielberg does great modern filmmaking, but I think he doesn't take many chances anymore. And I think that the performances are what make The Post special. Yes, it has special social commentary, particularly for our current political climate and the way that our world is now, especially with the way the press is treated and everything else. But I don't see The Post jumping in here. What I would love to see jump in here, and this is just me being the genre fanboy that I am, I'd love to see Get Out sneak its way in there and just nail it.
That'd be interesting.
If Del Toro wins Best Director, I have no problem with The Shape of Water getting pushed out of that way for Best Picture and for Get Out getting the big
It definitely
award.
will, I think. Because I love Shape of Water. A lot of people really love Shape of Water, but I don't know how much it's going to resonate with like the entire body of the Academy voting for it. So,
And honestly, out of all the films I've seen here, I enjoyed or loved all of them. I wouldn't mind seeing any of them win, except for, I haven't seen Darkest Hour, Call Me by Your Name. And I don't think Phantom Thread is Best Picture material. I think it was a very interesting film. I liked it, but it's definitely not anywhere near Best Picture status, in my opinion. Hey, fight me if you disagree. I'm pretty sure people will disagree with me on that. But I would just love to see a genre film win. So that's where I'm going. So either Get Out or Shape of Water for me. Three Billboards was fantastic. I won't be angry if it wins. I'd like to see it win as well, but I just don't see it winning, dude. I don't see it happening. I'm looking for an upset here. I'm looking for something surprising.
In acting categories. I see it carrying that momentum from acting categories from the earlier award season, but I don't necessarily think it's got the momentum to win Best Picture. Like I said, it's interesting. You got 9 films nominated here, so the vote's going to be spread all over the place.
Right.
And I mean, like I said, I would love to see Dunkirk sneak out and steal this one, especially just to give Nolan some goddamn recognition finally for something. But I doubt that's going to happen. That's definitely a very, very long shot. This is one of the toughest Best Picture categories to pick in years, I think.
As long as I can remember, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely a really, really tough one. Like I said, I wouldn't even care if Lady Bird snuck in here and stole this somehow. So, it's really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. And of course, neither one of us has seen Call Me By Your Name, so who knows? That could end up sneaking in there.
Well, I think Loisos explained it to me. He really loved the film. But based on what he's talked about with me, that it's not to the level that would lead me to believe that it'd be a Best Picture winner or even a Best Actor winner. Yeah. And as we have said many times on the show this evening, those nominations are the awards for that film. And I'm going to see it, and I hope I enjoy it, and I'm sure it'll be good. But I think for me, you mentioning Lady Bird, it'd be a powerful thing if either Shape of Water, Lady Bird, or Get Out won, because there's so much impact behind those wins, and it means something, especially right now with the way the political climate is. I'm happy either way, but I'd love to see a genre film win, and that's where I'm standing.
I mean, and you think about it though, really, depending on what happens with the original screenplay category, if Gerwig sneaks in there and if Gerwig wins that one, I think she's probably the favorite to win there. But say Martin McDonagh wins that for Three Billboards, you could easily see Lady Bird sneak in here and take this because, I mean, like we said, Best Supporting Actress is going to be a horse race between Laurie Metcalf and Allison Janney. If Janney wins that award, this could be Lady Bird's only shot at recognition. Or could you see a scenario where Lady Bird gets shut out completely?
I'd hate to see that happen.
I'd hate
honestly.
to see that.
I really would.
It might be one of those things where it's a great film that just doesn't steal in there and sneak away with the recognition that it deserves.
Between the two,
it's such a tough category.
If I had to compare the two, I enjoyed Lady Bird and I, Tonya, probably on a somewhat equal level. One is a great, fun, comedic, yet brutal biopic, dark comedy about one of the most infamous people of the 90s. And the other film is a very small, dramatic, yet relatable coming-of-age film. And that film is probably the best coming-of-age film, Nick, that I've seen, and I can't even tell you. It reminds me of great classic coming-of-age films from the 80s. So if I had to say, even though enjoyment level aside, which one I'd like to see win, I'd like to see Lady Bird win, because you've got this hipster, indie filmmaking woman who wrote this thing. She directed it. It's so good. It's so well acted. And even me, coming from, I'm a 34-year-old male, I watched the movie and I cried during it and I laughed during it and I felt goosebumps up my back while watching it. I mean, that says something. So it'll be an interesting night. I can't wait. I just hope the Hopester does not take over the Twitter again for your sake, but for mine.
Listen, I was desperately trying to regain control. That's all I was trying to do, was just regain control.
I'm just worried that, my main worry though, honestly, is that he's going to go in and change the password or delete it accidentally because he's so fucking hammered and he won't, then he'll be screwed. All those Twitter followers, it's possible he could do it. So that's why I'm in the middle. And earlier I said, I want him to do it to, troll you, but then it is possible he could ruin it for all of us, and he could change the name to @the Hopester and then want everyone to follow him and worship him, and who knows?
Yeah, it would be crazy, but I don't know. But there it is. That's the 90th Academy Awards. coming in March, Justin. I know you're excited. I'm excited. It's one of the biggest nights of the year for us in terms of film. We finally get to ignore all the big blockbuster fare for a while and not pay any attention to it and get to focus on all these beautiful little films that not a lot of people get a chance to see, and a few bigger ones, obviously. A lot of these got wider releases and things like that, but it'll be really, really interesting to see where these categories go, where these films go, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting award show, and we've got some other precursors. Like I said, DGA is still yet to be chosen, things like that. So, you could see some of those choices maybe shake up the momentum going into the actual award ceremony. So, yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. So why don't we do this?
Very
We're going to roll into one more break, and then you've got something special to give away to a lucky listener. Do you not?
I do.
That's right. We're giving away Loy sauce.
AKA Loy Choss. Loy Sauce.
Check.
Loy.
Check. Sound.
Keep quiet,
A1
Loy sauce. We're giving you away
steak sauce.
whether you like it or not.
You can take him and pour him on all of your food and enjoy him, indulge in him. The Loy Choss. He's salty. He's smooth.
Oh, he's salty. Ooh, man, is he salty.
We'll be right back.
This week in epic film history.
Hey, you!
Oh, God.
Hey, I heard that Justin had in a very expensive, very alcoholic drink here, and I could smell it coming down the hall. I was down the street. There was a dumpster. It was raining today. So a lot of people threw their trash out really quick and didn't really pay attention to what was in the trash. And they had double cheese, and there's McDonald's is down the street. So I don't know. He said something about Ranger Power. I don't know. I figured that had to do with someone that was a
What the fuck is happening right
construction
now?
worker. Hey, who are you?
Best if you don't know.
They call me the hostster.
Oh, this is the famous one.
They call you
You
a filthy
have-
piece of shit.
I heard you saying you had real whiskey, and I haven't had real whiskey in over 5 years. I want some real... You should come over here so I can drink some real whiskey.
The last time an old man told me to come over there, I did not leave for a very long time. I don't think that's going to happen for me.
It reminds me of the time I did see one movie, Epic Fail Guy Nicholas, and it's Back to the Future 3, where Marty McFly walks into a bar and he asks for ice water.
Marty McFly.
And then
He can't even keep the bit going.
All right,
Marty McFly.
And then he asks for an ice water, and then the bartender says, "Ice water? Round here, we serve whiskey."
Sounds like a fun joint.
I hate you so much.
If you could create the perfect leading man, action hero composite, whose hair, face, accent, and catchphrases would you take?
Justin's going to have more to say about this than I would. I basically said Arnold Schwarzenegger, but just give him Bruce Willis's catchphrases. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So, I said that I
Drop
would
it,
take
dickhead.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's body. I would put Charles Bronson's face on him, and I would use Eddie Murphy's catchphrases. Eddie Murphy a la, 80s, Beverly Hills Cop catchphrases. I mean,
So you don't want to hear Norbit coming out of Arnold Schwarzenegger's body and Charles Bronson's face.
What do you guys think of the Mighty Ducks?
oh man, I love the first two Mighty Ducks movies.
There you
God
go.
damn.
Quack.
Now you can talk about
Quack,
hockey.
quack, 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 quack.
Fucking Emilio Estevez.
Oh.
The one Estevez kid that doesn't have AIDS. Ba-dum-bum.
Wow.
Hey dude, The Repo Man is one of the best films of the 80s. Emilio Estevez, love him. Maybe I'll come back later if you talk about something more interesting.
Okay, well, before you go, Dan and Kev from the Something Podcast want to know, what's your favorite pizza topping? So you could talk about sausage again.
I do like a very large summer sausage. As long as it's really long and they cut it up properly and put it on the pizza perfectly. It has to be even. I don't like it when it's like really uneven and like there's 3 pieces of sausage on one piece and there's like 2 on another. Get out of here. Get out of here.
We're back, baby. Hi, Justin. You ready to roll this puppy out? You ready to ship me off?
Hi.
On a
Hi.
boat and send me away?
Hi, doggy.
Oh, at least you left one of them on there. Just for me.
I've still got them all on here, but I played them so much over the past couple of months.
I knew you couldn't delete them. I thought you told me you deleted them. I knew you would never delete them. You can't. You can't let go of them. I'm so happy to have you as my best friend.
Shut the fuck up, Danny.
This is still one of my favorite sound drops I've ever made. Oh, I love that one. But Justin, before we roll out on the show tonight, you wanted to give away a little something, a little film that we are both convinced is going to win for best cinematography this year. Why don't you tell us how we can win, or how our audience can win, the digital code for Blade Runner 2049?
That's right, Nick. We're about to get nuts.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
I like to get nuts on the show, and I like to give stuff away, and we're going to keep giving stuff away to all of our listeners, our patrons. And if you're a first-time listener, you have a chance as well to win awesome goodies, including digital codes and, well, if you behave yourself, maybe even something better than that. But I have the brand new digital code for the Ultra 4K edition of Blade Runner 2049. All you have to do is be the first person to answer this question in the Dumpster, which is our fan group on Facebook. If you're not following the Facebook page, head on over to facebook.com/epicfilmguys. After you like the page, make sure to ask to join the Dumpster. So here we go. How many years are in between Ridley Scott's Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049? I'll make this easy for you guys. How many years in between Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049?
Oh, man.
Answer that question in the Dumpster, and you'll be entered to win the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital code, which I believe, actually, if you have Dolby Atmos surround sound at your home system, I believe it has Dolby Atmos as well. So
that's beautiful.
There you go, buddy. It's a beautiful looking transfer.
Amazing. And we gave away a digital code last week, and we want to congratulate Tony Dobish. Won last week, won the digital code for the brand new adaptation of Stephen King's It. Fantastic stuff.
Tony.
Thank you very, very much. He also said some very, very kind words to both myself and Justin about the Epic Film Guys podcast, and we always love it when people tell us how much they appreciate the work that goes into the show, because it does take quite a bit of work. So thank you. We definitely appreciate that, and we appreciate all of you out there who listen to the show, who love the show, and who take part in all of these contests and everything. We've got more contests coming up, Justin. We got more events coming up. We've got a ton of stuff.
We've got junk, we've got beer, we've got Loy Choss, we've got A1 Loy steak sauce,
A1 Loy steak sauce,
Oscar movies. We got Black Panther, which Nick is going to be forced to watch. Lots of great stuff.
How dare you?
How dare me? How dare you?
I agree, Paul. So tons more opportunities to win every single week here on the Epic Film Guys. We just gave away a bunch of shirts. I've still got stickers I've got to get in the mail to some winners of some past contests. Leo from Afterburn 739 and Paul Sturmer are enjoying some free patron status on the Epic Film Guys.
I just saw Paul last night, Nick. Paul was wearing his Epic Film Guys shirts, the Alamo Draft House.
That brand new design that Justin did, which is amazing, which looks absolutely incredible. He wore it to
Blood and Black Lace. He went to go see the Mario Bava film with us all and the film club group, and he wore that shirt proudly. He's a good guy, and I appreciate you sporting that shirt, man.
What's up, my Nubian friend?
Thank you, Wayne. It's one of those weird sound drops. I'm like, where do I fit that one in here? I don't even know. But that's not all, Justin. Now, I am going to be taking a little bit of a break from the show so I can focus on my studies. Justin is going to be doing God knows what on the show next week. I don't even know. I'm scared. Last time I let him have control of the show, he and Loy Thoth, whatever you want to call him.
Loy A1 says so.
Loy A1 did this whole Halloween retrospective, so who knows exactly what kind of grab bag of fun you're going to get. I told him to reach out and find another co-host. We'll see if he does or not. And then, another takeover. We're going to be swapping takeovers with another podcast. They're going to do our episode for February the 8th. Give myself and Justin a week off from recording the show, and then we'll be taking over a future episode of their show sometime later in the spring. And then, Justin, we talked about it last night when we did the Something cast with Podcast Rob.
Yeah.
James Hatton. It was great. Thank you guys very, very much again for having us on the show. Live stream for The Cure 2.0. And Justin, we're finally ready. We're going to officially announce the dates. May 18th through the 20th. We're doing an entire weekend for the live stream for The Cure. We're going to start on Friday. I got to pick times. I want to vary the times on each day so that way we can get people that are international involved in this more, so we can get our friends from Australia, like Who Spiked the Puns, like Shaken Not Nerd, like Paul and Wayne over at the Countdown, and others. A lot of the amazing fans and podcasts that listen to us that are over in the UK, like Open All Powers. A lot of amazing guys over there, Smorgasbord. A lot of great podcasts. So I want to get some of those guys involved as well. But anyway, the 18th through the 20th, we're going to do 8 hours each day for 3 days. We're going to do 24 hours of live streaming and amazing content coming to your ears, featuring a ton of guests, all to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. We're going bigger. We're going better. We are going to blow the fucking doors off of this thing and raise some really good money.
Blow it up. Blow it away.
Blow them away.
Catch it on fire. Yeah, man. It's happening. It's going down.
So mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, May 18th through May 20th. The great thing is, if you miss one day, you've still got 2 other days where you can jump in and have some fun. We're going to be playing all sorts of fun stream games, just like we did last year. I'll be bringing all that stuff back. It's going to be such an amazing fun time. I can't wait. I'm so excited. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work last year to put it together, but it was also a lot of fun to put it together and to plan the whole thing and to pull it off. And I think we pulled it off really, really well. I think it went great. And this year, it's just going to be that much bigger and that much better. So please, please, please mark your calendars. I'm going to be getting together spreadsheets really, really soon to start signing up guests for time slots.
Mark that
If you are a podcaster out there and you want to be on the show, if you're even just a guest who wants to share a story about someone in your family or someone in your life who's been affected by cancer or whatever the case may be, let us know. We will definitely get you on the show and let you have a little bit of mic time so you can talk about how that's affected you and your life. All right. But Justin, that's it. That's it for the show tonight. This one's a little bit shorter.
It's over.
Abrupt, as it were. But I'm okay with that because it makes less editing time for me since we are recording a day later.
And since I only had 1 beer, I didn't have that drunk, smelly, piece of shit, hobo thing knock on my door. He didn't smell the scent of booze.
I bet he's going to show up later.
I'm going to go pass out on the couch after this.
Yeah, he's going to come in. He's going to be spooning with you in the morning. He's going to have his.
I put a padlock on the fridge though, so he can't even get in, even if he makes his way in here. So not happening now.
Ooh,
so
man,
it's been a great episode. I've had a great time talking Oscars. It only upsets me because
I love the Oscars.
Like I said, I know we only get to talk about nominations once a year, and it's one of the funnest things for me to do on the Epic Film Guys podcast. I enjoy it so much because it's one of our favorite times of the year, Nick. And then, of course, after that, we know we're thrust into the blockbuster season. And, well, this year isn't looking all that great to me. So,
yeah,
we got to do what we got to do. But thank each and every single one of you for listening. If you're a new listener, we love you guys.
Amazing.
And keep listening. Binge listen to us.
Binge listen to past episodes of the show if you want to. And you know what? Justin, just to sweeten the pot, you know what I'm going to do? To 5 lucky members of the Hopster's Dumpster right now, I'm throwing this out there. Justin doesn't even know about it because I don't even care.
What, 5?
We're going to do what we want to do.
Oh.
5 lucky members of the Hopster's Dumpster. Once we hit 100 members, so if you're not a member of the Hopster's Dumpster, go over on Facebook. It's facebook.com/groups/epicfilmguys, or you can just click the link on our main header on the main Facebook page, and it'll take you to the dumpster as well. Join up in the Hopster's Dumpster. Once we get to 100 followers, we're giving away 3 stickers to 5 different members of the Hopster's Dumpster. So if you want some EFG swag, you want some stickers, we've got tons of them. I'll keep throwing them at you. You can take them. We'll make it rain stickers, baby. We're going to make it rain. So get over there and join if you want to win. You want a chance to win some Epic Film Guys swag. We're doing it, baby. We're doing it. It's happening.
We're throwing it all at you.
Boom.
We're squirting it in your mouth and all over your face, and we're hoping you love it and enjoy it. It tastes good, I promise.
Last night.
You can't talk like that and expect me not to push the goddamn button.
No, it's almost like, the green slime from Nickelodeon, Slime them with the Epic Film Guys swag. Nick, you're so dirty. Such a dirty mind. Hey, try not to
suck any dick on the way through the parking lot.
I don't know how much longer I can do this anymore. But I love you guys. And
you guys are
that's
amazing.
It for this
Thank
week's
you
show.
all very, very much for listening. Yes, that's this week's show, Justin. For myself, for Justin, for the sauce, the choth, the A1 loy sauce, A1 steak loy.
Steak sauce.
Whatever you want. You want to have some teriyaki noodles with loy sauce on?
Pour
whatever
them
you want.
all over your dinner and just indulge.
My God in heaven. Thank you all very, very much for listening. And
we will see you at the movies.
Fuck off, Justin.
God damn it, Dan.
From the Podfix Network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.
Just a spoiler alert, this is not a quote from the movie.
I sucked a dick last night.
That was not.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I can't wait. I'm serious. I'm coming up on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna come visit you and kick in your door the night before. I'm you don't like A Christmas Story. I know you don't. I'm gonna be like the Bumpus' dogs, and I'm gonna come in like those hound dogs. I'm gonna destroy all the food you have prepared and just like ruin it, eat it, half eat it. When it's like raw, leave it all over the floor. I'm gonna be like the Bumpus' dogs, man. Son of a bitches, Bubbuses. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be those dogs. I'm gonna ruin it all. I'll be there in town just for you.
You son of a bitch. But yes, thank you all very, very much for listening. You guys are amazing. Thank you very, very much to the Holy Spirit of the Podfix Network, I think is what we've dubbed him. Tom Coe from Jake and Tom Conquer the World. Thank you, Jake, for being here. It's unfortunate he had to run off on us really early because he has to work. But again, I completely understand and sympathize with that. I got to get up at like 6 a.m. myself to go to work. So yeah, we're pushing it.
All right, we're going to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for hanging out with us here on this week's edition of the Epic Film Guys podcast. It's been a while since I've been on the show, but I've been eagerly anticipating this moment. That is correct. We're a couple weeks late with it, but we don't really care. We're going to sit back. We're going to be talking about Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049.
You did that all the time when we fucking reviewed Arrival too.
Why do you think I'm doing it? Because the S is there. I'm going to say Denis is the proper pronunciation of his name. But Denis. There's the S there. Do you hear it?
It's there still.
I'll shave them.
Oh, you'll shave them all right. Shave them like Loisaus's smooth shaved balls.
I don't know. I think he grows that shit out, actually.
Jesus.
It makes up for his non-bearded face.
Is that what it is? I'm too busy to make all these new sound drops and shit again.
You did have one last year.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Whatever. I don't know. But yes, so I'll roll back into that because I went off cue there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I just do weird shit when I'm on the mic. So you've heard my show, you know.
I have. I listen to it all the time.
All right, so let's roll in 5, 4, 3, 2. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This sucks. La 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 la. I'm gonna do it again. La 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 la.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Is that the question?
It has nothing to do with how good my belch sounds.
Check. Wait, that wasn't good. Hold on.
After these messages, we'll be back.
And after Kermit talks here, and there were enough frogs in Thor Ragnarok for me. I was hoping to see a couple of frogs, maybe a piggy.
Maybe a piggy. Stop your damn recording.
I'm stopping. Real quick, I just wanted to ask Paul a question while we're on there here, and so hey, Paul.
Yes, Justin.
How's your 4K setup?
My 4K setup is going quite well. I must admit I haven't watched as many 4K films lately, though my library is growing, and I'm very much looking forward to checking them out. I'm hoping to catch a couple of films again on 4K that I really liked early in the year as we organise our top 10 films of the year countdown, as I'm sure you guys are going to be doing your list very shortly as well.
Ooh, come on,
I hate
next
you
week.
rich motherfuckers.
Hey, Paul, isn't 4K the best? Isn't it
4K,
like the best thing ever?
4K is the best, and I want to send a little special bit of love to Justin Winters from the So I Married Movie Geek podcast that he also should invest in some 4K.
Oh, damn it, I don't have that shock top sound drop on my soundboard. God damn it. I want to talk to Wayne right now. Since we're asking things of the countdown people on the air, Wayne, I got to know.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Bro, it is hanging loose and full of juice.
Well, it was up until last night.
Until we said, yeah.
Gentlemen, it is.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out with us and listening to the Epic Film Guys podcast. We're moving right along here with our countdown of the nominees for the 90th Annual Academy Awards. We just left you off with Best Cinematography, and we're jumping right ahead.
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Hey, hang on. Hey. I'll have you take that again because I forgot to move my shit over.
Damn it.
All right, you're good. Go ahead.
The whole thing. All right, 5.
How dare you?
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for hanging out with us here on the Epic Film Guys podcast. We're jumping right ahead here in our discussion. Oh, hold on, I have to do it again. See, I did it right at the... All right, hold on. I hate you. You ruined it all. All right, in 5,
Nick ruins
4,
the good take by fucking
3,
around.
2.
Senpai, you bastards! You gotta ruin my goddamn day again, you son of a bitch bastards!
We're back, motherfuckers! I should have played the fail horn or something. Hang on, wait. We're back, motherfuckers! Wait, I can't click the button fast enough.